Visual feast, hundreds of vibrant images showcase the work of South Africa's most influential graffiti artists, which will entertain and inspire graffiti enthusiasts and art fanatics all over the world. This is the work of photographer Cale Waddacor. It's in a book aptly titled Graffiti South Africa. Cale is also the founder of GraffitiSouthAfrica.com, and he joins me now in studio. Cale, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Sam.
Just a little bit. I mean, look, we've all seen it on the wall. Some of us love it, some of us don't like it. But the history of graffiti in South Africa, how far does it date back?
It pretty much dates back to the early 80s, and especially closely linked to the rise of the hip-hop movement in South Africa. A lot of people saw it as a catalyst for something, kind of like something to do, a new culture to, embody, and then from there it just grew on to how it is today.
Why is graffiti such a polarizing topic? I mean, you're either for it or against it, but you have very little fence-sitters when it comes to graffiti.
I think a lot of the time people don't understand it, and also there's the different types of graffiti, so from the tagging to the actual murals and that, but it all stems towards the murals from more and more actual processes of painting.
You launched the book at a time that right now we are in this very, I don't want to call it alternative, but we're very open to diverse kinds of exhibitions. Why was this the right time to launch this book?
I've been documenting graffiti for a few years, about 10 years now, and I always wanted to do the book, and now it kind of came at the right time, as well as the scene in South Africa is developing more. The artists are becoming more and more.
You've seen galleries open up their doors to
galleries are opening up their doors to street art and urban art, and it's becoming a big thing. And also now with my book, the launch of my book, I'm doing group exhibitions with the artists involved, so people can actually get to see work by the artists, canvas work. And then the artists can also put their work out there and make some money off the sales of their work.
Talk to me about your initiative, Graffiti South Africa.
I basically became interested in graffiti art through friends who did graffiti in high school, and just kind of caught my eye, and I was just interested in the art form and how people would go out and paint that, the graffiti art, and then from there it just became a strong passion for me. And a few years in South Africa, no one was really documenting the art form. And I just also with the works, a lot of the works would disappear because you paint it and the wall will get knocked down or someone will paint over it. So then it just became, I just really had a need to actually document the work and preserve it for posterity's sake.
And was that which led to GraffitiSouthAfrica.com?
Yes, then I had all these images and I tried to get a book published, but no one was really interested at the time. And then I had all the images and I thought, let me just set up a blog and a website. And then through that, then I actually carried on, I immersed myself into the scene and I had a blog to run, so I had to keep updating the blog with images and stories. And then it just it became a really strong passion for me.
Is there a particular style of photography that you use to document graffiti in South Africa?
I basically just photograph the work in a way that best showcases the work and captures the work to... a lot of the time you want to also include maybe some of the environment of the work, because that also, say graffiti is painted in the streets, in public, so it's also about the spaces where the work is and how the work interacts with the world around it.
Talk to me about the cover image of graffiti. I mean, you using Mark 1 is probably one of the most respected graffiti artists in the country, in the world, Mark 1. Then you also have Nod. How did that come about?
The cover image it's by two very prominent artists in South African graffiti. So their work is very top class always, and they're really well known in the scene. And then also the fact that the work is actually painted in Mitchell's Plain on the Cape Flats, which is known as the birthplace for South African graffiti. So it's also quite a cool thing to have the cover from the birthplace. And then also just the artwork in itself is just a really amazing piece of work.
In 20 seconds, what is this art form? What are we going to see in the next 5-10 years? How's it going to evolve?
I think it's getting more and more accepted in society as just as an art form, and then also just the general the artists are getting better all the time, and it's going more places, and it's also brands also getting into graffiti and using it to showcase their products and at events and all kinds of things like that. So it's just kind of growing, and I don't know, it can go to galleries now, how it's gone in the last 10-15 years. It's gone into galleries.
We're still waiting for that that $1 million graffiti artist. It's coming.
Yes.
It's coming. Okay, we're going to leave it there. That was film photographer, a documentarian and founder of Graffiti South Africa.com, Cale Waddacor, who recently launched the book Graffiti South Africa. It's available in all good bookstores, and it's a little bit more than just pictures. It also has interviews with graffiti artists and so much more.